Is it working now? Okay. Apologies for that. So, I am Himanshu. I work as Senior Vice President at Happay. We are a travel and expense platform. So, we are a SaaS company providing capabilities for booking your travel and filing your expenses. We work with corporates in India, Middle East, Southeast Asia, and US. We have close to 9,000 corporates on our platform. So I'm going to talk about a few things today, mainly focused on challenges for CIOs, top priorities for digital transformation. We're going to focus more on ESG and compliance, as top KRAs for digital transformation. Now, CDOs or CIOs have been traditionally, carrying the role of implementing new solutions, focusing on technology to help the organization. But, through time, I think the capabilities and the responsibilities have changed. CIOs now have directions from the board for driving certain agendas for the company and also helping them to scale. So CIOs nowadays are not just a C-level person, but also visionaries who help company transform to the next level. So in 2024, the top challenges, we had a survey with a lot of CIOs globally. We went through a lot of analyst reports and found out that top digital transformation agendas for CIOs this year are, one is the ESG initiatives. ESG for, obviously carbon emissions and reducing carbon emissions through technology implementation. The next one is data security. With increasing number of cyber attacks, it's really important to focus on strengthening your internal governance and internal capabilities. The third one is compliance. Compliance can really cost companies a huge amount of loss in terms of penalties and also in terms of losses through financial transactions. The fourth priority is obviously innovation. 70% of organizations today have a digital transformation strategy or are working on one, right? And usually a CIO or a CDO is kind of responsible for this activity along with the other C-level team. So why is ESG important? We've heard about reducing carbon emissions through artificial rain or really creating a environment-friendly atmosphere so that you can breathe easily. But I think nowadays corporates are also heavily focused on reducing carbon emissions through various measures, right? Whether it's about reducing the flow of paper in the company or traveling with the best solution which does not have a lot of carbon emissions, whether you're taking a flight or you're staying in a green hotel or you're taking a electric ride to your workplace or your customer meetings, right? So I think some stats here is firms who prioritize ESG saw an increase of 25% in investor investments in their company. Globally, regulations on sustainability are becoming very stringent. So it's really critical for compliance and also operational legality. And businesses with strong ESG commitments have enjoyed a 20% increase in brand loyalty and positive sentiment from customers. And what is the importance of compliance? As a CIO or any digital transformation leader, obviously compliance also falls on your shoulders apart from the CFO and the CEO. And we've seen that companies with high compliance standards are able to reduce regulatory risk by 70%. Travel and expense is a big item on regulation and compliance here because some companies may lose up to 5 to 7% of their revenue because of duplicate receipts or non-travel compliance. And the data compliance also, we've seen companies who have implemented a data compliance policy or a GDPR compliant policy have really saved on data breaches, which could cost up to $1.54 million. And how are global leaders responding to these challenges in 2024? One is obviously by maintaining sustainable IT practices. Second is obviously investing in business travel and expense, choosing the best fare, choosing low carbon footprint emissions. The third one is data governance, and then the fourth one is T&E for compliance to eliminate duplicates, eliminate frauds. And the fifth one is obviously zero trust architecture, where you reduce risk of data breaches or security. The sixth one is continuous innovation, like implementing AI and the solutions that you use. I'm going to talk more about travel expense because that's our USP. But AI and everything, whether it'll be predictable analytics or anything that you want to transform. Yep. So how is ESG and compliance, effective in Middle East? One is obviously the idea that government is also trying to drive here in Middle East is you're seeing more and more, taxis coming up which are electric. I took a ride in electric taxi today, so that's really picking up here. But overall, I think more and more C-level associates in a company like a CIO or CFO picking up agenda from the board to reduce carbon emissions. So that's really picking up pace. And then we have a very stringent financial and anti-bribery policy in the Middle East countries, especially in the UAE. So it's really essential to focus on compliance in the region and implementing standardized but culturally sensitive expense policies which are employee friendly also. So what does Happay do? Happay, like I said, is a travel expense management system. We help companies reduce their carbon emissions. We help companies reduce their compliance risk. We help users easily file their expenses as well. So you can book your flights, your cabs, your hotel on Happay, and we will give you the option for the most effective, most ESG compliant flight, or the most compliant hotel, or the most compliant cab. For example, you can take we will give you options for taking probably a green hotel and a green cab and a less carbon emission flight as well. So you can achieve your ESG goals from that. Also with compliance, we have AI capabilities which can help you detect frauds. It can help you reduce any out of policy spend from the system. More on this, so with the Happy Travel tool, you can actually see which flight has the larger emission, or which hotel is a green hotel. And when you take a cab, we will show you electric options. We will also give you reports on how much carbon emission did you save in a month or a quarter. And then, from the expense side, we eliminate paper trail. So you can save up to 40 tons of carbon emission a year by just eliminating the paper waste that happens in a company. That's an average, tonnage that we've calculated. And from an audit standpoint or compliance standpoint, we have AI capabilities which like I said, can detect anything which is a duplicate receipt. It can detect anything which is out of policy within the receipt. You don't have to rely on entered data. And we can also ensure compliance by completely eliminating out of policy spends. For example, if you're booking a flight, we'll show you that these are the options available, and if you're booking anything which is a higher price option, for example, we can eliminate that option to be selected. And really depends on the company policy. It can have multiple approvals or no approval at all, but really the governance will come in. So why do digital leaders prefer Happay? Because one is that we integrate with all your systems, whether it be an ERP or HR system or any other system like a CRM. We are really good at integration. We give you real-time analytics on your spends, on ESG compliance, and anything that you want on compliance. We have automated compliance management using AI, like I showed you on the last screen. We're very user-friendly. We're a mobile app also, so most of the bookings and expense can happen on the mobile app. And we are very scalable solutions. We have customers who have up to 2 lakh, 3 lakh employees as well. So it's a very scalable SaaS solution. We are on AWS, from a scalability standpoint, I think that's the best. And we have a booth outside. Please come over and have a chat with us. Happy to kind of go into more details. Thank you so much.